For this continuation of our tutorial videos, we're going to address title elections, the last of our 5 input screens. To do that, we'll click on title elections. And here we will put in our all the critical information necessary to determine payments that would be made based on the selections and based on our farm-specific factors. As an aside, the IFBT model can be used as a decision tool to help making these title election decisions. We'll show you that in a later tutorial. In the meantime, we're going to make some initial assumptions around how we're going to allocate our title acres, but we can also modify those at any time. To do this, to input this data, we'll need to know some information about our own FSA farms. You may have gathered up this information previously. We'll need to know our total corn, bean, and wheat base acres, and we'll also need to know our PLC yields for each of those crops. To get this information, we'll look at our FSA 156 forms for each of our FSA farms. And for our purposes, let's assume that our Madison County farm has title acres and PLC yields. They're as follows. First, let's assume for corn, we're going to put our corn acres in PLC, and let's say that this farm has 850 title acres in total, and let's say this farmer is going to put all of them into PLC. And then off of that 156 form, the farmer will see that the PLC yield for corn is 160, and I'll update that. Next, we'll do the same for beans. So look, in the case of beans, let's say the farmer wants to, at least initially, think about putting those into ARCO. We'll find out the total number of bean title acres that he has. Let's assume for a moment that's 925, and we'll insert the PLC yield, which for beans is, let's assume, 45. And then finally for wheat, assume the farmer wants to put the wheat acres, at least initially, into ARCO along with the beans, and looks at the 156 cards, and he adds up his title acres, and the total title acres for wheat are 175, and the weighted average PLC yield for all the FSA farms that he has are 55, and the farmer updates that. So let's look at that. We have 850 acres, title acres in PLC for corn with a 160 PLC yield. We have 925 acres in beans, title acres with a 45 PLC yield. And we have 175 acres, title acres for wheat in ARCO, and the wheat has a 55 yield. This is some other important program specific information that we can refer to, but is coming from the outside, coming from government sources that can help us better understand the programs. But for now, we're just going to input our core data and assume and make those assumptions, and we'll see what the results flow from those decisions based on a base case and, more importantly, variations in prices and yields. Go back to the dashboard, and we'll end this video and pick up with our next video looking at the detailed budget.